Hello, everybody. My name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You are watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games live with friends. This is part of the Intercontinental Group of Awesome Sunday series that I host, and sometimes I run and sometimes I play in various tabletop RPGs. This is the 9th session of Power Beyond Doubt, which when we started the series, I was calling it its working title of Project Lycra. I've gone back and retitled all the videos, but if you see the video, you might hear me say a thing. And to avoid confusion, let me say Project Lycra, Power Beyond Doubt. You know, there you go. And so Power Beyond Doubt is a game which is powered by the Apocalypse that Jen has been developing, and we've tweaked things as we have gone along. It has significantly developed and is a very exciting superhero style RPG, kind of like Masks for grown-ups. We are the 9th session set in Halcyon City, which is a city setting from Masks itself. This game actually began, some of these characters began in Masks. Interestingly enough, we ran a series that you can check on my channel if you want. And then we've carried forward those folks and picked up one or two along the way. And that's where we are now, playing Power Beyond Doubt. Last session, the Guardians of Halcyon City, the player characters, were invited to a premiere of a movie called Crusaders, which was about the Crusaders, who are kind of their rivals, a little bit like the Avengers meet the boys. And in their first live-action movie that was semi-autobiographical, they took some liberties with the representation of the Guardians, and also tweaked a few other folks. They misrepresented Coppertop's struggle against Seraph, and with Reverend Hazard's assistance, Seraph and Reverend Hazard implanted a new end credit sequence for the movie that revealed actual footage of what really went down with Coppertop nearly killing Seraph and almost killing Ashley Banner. Nearly killing. I've misused a name. So, whoops! I jumped around. It was. Let me go back and check my NPCs as I give an inaccurate Sophia. So it's the S's that threw me off. So Sophia, the teleporter, who's an NPC, had worked with the Demon Deacon to sneak around and change some footage for the movie, and the end credits, post-credits sequence showed Copper Topper, who was trying to work his way back into the Crusaders group with this little bit of a PR, which was a lie, showed that Copper Topper actually had tried to kill Sophia, and Seraph protected her and talked Copper Topper down and arrested him. So with that reveal being pretty much undeniable, Copper Topper was disavowed by Zion, the leader of the Transcendent Crusaders. There was some aftermath and an after party, which you guys mostly cut out of. The most notable thing that took place during that after party is that a member of the Young Crusaders, Sophia de la Cruz, aka Feline, accepted Atlas's offer to leave the team and live with him and his girlfriend. And then the last bit that we ended with was Anya. Is her becoming a fiance, and that's right, as Atlas took a knee and popped the question. So that's where we ended last session. Let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves and their characters, and then I have some questions to get us started. Let's start with Jen, our games designer. You can introduce yourself and your character, please.
Oh, hello. I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Ashley Banner, aka Seraph. Ashley Banner has a pretty normal life as a gigging musician, living in a nice townhouse apartment with her wife, who is, the real breadwinner with her nice, steady law job. And then in her superheroic identity, she's Seraph, who has cool angel powers, flying around, helping people, doing things.
Indeed. Alex, please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Alex, he, him, and I am playing Unisha Upal, aka Armature, who is a tech wizard with prosthetic limbs to replace ones she has missing. And she lives, I think, in her lab. I'm fairly sure. She creates a bed when she needs it.
She creates a bed from her lab. She just has her,
Yes.
her lab kind of...
It has some similar tech to Marcus's apartment.
Nice.
But isn't in a pocket dimension.
Cool. Jan, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, my name is Jan. I use the he, him pronouns. I will be playing Atlas, or Marcus Meyer. He was experimented on and became a 7.5 foot tall, muscle-bound giant. And that made him the change playbook. Yeah, and now engaged to be married to his girlfriend.
Yes, indeed. Awesome. And then last, certainly not least, we have Tyler. If you could please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Tyler. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing the Reverend Horry Hazard, the Demon Deacon, who is a former East Texas revivalist preacher who began dealing with demons, has served as kind of an intermediary between the lower and the higher forces, and is kind of beholden to these demons and is now attempting to work with them to save heaven and hell and earth. But he's attempting to redeem himself for his terrible decisions of the past, and this lovely team has given him purpose.
So we'll begin with a couple of questions for the Reverend Hazard about his early days when he first began using his powers as the Demon Deacon. So there was, and I'm inserting a little bit of history here, in the late 40s up until the peaking right into the 1980s, there was a super team known as the Alliance. They retired from active duty in the early 80s, but a member of their group was a man called Shade. He was a sorcerer. And I think it would be interesting if Shade and Reverend Hazard had a bit of a connection, perhaps Shade, who primarily uses magical devices, but does know some actual, capital M magic as well. What do you think about the possibility that he helped you at a time early in your career, Reverend Hazard? How do you feel about that?
I like that.
And what do you think it is that he helped to teach you? Was it honing the magic, understanding that, or dealing with the ramifications of the power itself?
I think maybe he helped me be able to contain the powers, sort of where we see there's a lot of me drawing in the demons and kind of having to control them inside. I think that early on I could not do that, and they rode me badly, and that would be something he could teach me how to maintain control.
Cool. So maybe this particular issue of the comic begins with the style where there's like a couple of pops and bubbles on the paper to make it look like it's aged, and we see a younger Reverend Hazard after having tried to draw a number of demons, and he was ragged, maybe perhaps had collapsed in an alley, and a man who appeared to be at that time I don't know, would this be the early 2000s for Reverend Hazard?
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
So this guy looks like he's in his 60s, and he would come over and chat with Reverend Hazard and perhaps bring him to one of his secret abodes and talk to him. And the two chat for a little bit, and he shows him a few ways to harness power without it overwhelming him. Cool. So we then flip the page, and the first thing that we see, well, first let me pause. Do we have any start of session moves? Some time has passed. So if anybody has any time passes moves, let's engage them now.
I mean,
Ganesha has one for resources, so let's do that one.
Though there's a chance I may have to drop.
Oh,
a small child
okay.
who is deciding he doesn't need to sleep while my wife has.
It's all right. You guys sick kids. It's what happens.
But I can do the roll, and if I do have to drop, like I said in the chat, maybe Armature is in the lab working on all these problems that we might have, and has locked it down. So if you want to communicate with her, it has to go through the go-between of Project Diffuse. So you can get answers from her, but it's going to be in Project Diffuse's words. And I will roll selected. 3 and 4. And what's the bonus on that? Is it with?
Let's see. For company resources, you.
Oh, it's down there. Humanity.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I rolled 7. So yeah, it's not gonna make a difference.
Okay. Cool. On a 7 to 9 with company resources, you have. You gain 1 resource. Cool. What's your resource at? Do we have that as one of your stats? We should probably stick that in there somewhere.
No, I don't have a spot. I think I had a resource from before.
I think so too.
Yeah, I do. I got it in notes.
In notes,
so
yeah.
now I've got. So now I've got 2.
Cool.
I think I will drop now, but I might be able to come back.
Okay. Good luck.
So I'm just going to lie next to him for a bit, and hopefully he will
all right.
sleep.
Yeah. Take care of him. It's all good.
I'll just drop out the meeting.
Okay.
And I'll follow the link back.
Okay. All right. So we turn the page and pick up. The first thing we see is the logo on the exterior of Rocket Records. Rocket Records, of course, is the little record shop that could, and the place where
it's 2 stories.
That's true. Okay, it's the record shop that could. Now 2 stories, expanded a bit by Rasami, the owner, who purchased it from the previous owner, and it's located. Oh, let me see. If I remember correctly, it's in Southside. Yes, it is in Southside, which is not that far from Dimitri's house. And as we come in, we see that the many racks of records and CDs they've been remade. Now it's a lot more music paraphernalia and bric-a-brac, lots of posters. There does appear to be down on the bottom floor a new recording studio that has been set up in Rocket Records, and Rasami is very excited about this opportunity. And so we see the gig musician Ashley Banner. And so how is it that Ashley is dressed for this studio recording as you're being pulled in to just play backup rhythm guitar for someone?
Oh, I mean, totally casual.
Nice.
You know, t-shirt, jeans, jacket. Jacket's probably off because it's a little cramped studio. Those get warm. Lots of equipment. People playing instruments, exerting themselves.
Absolutely. And Liz arrives just a few moments. Like we just see 2 panels of you chatting with Rasami, and you're setting up your instruments and getting everything ready. It looks like the band's about to come back from a break. And Liz shows up. She's dressed in kind of a power suit type thing. It looks like she just came in the middle of the day, like kind of cut out of work to witness this. And as she comes in, we see that also here is Eun Kim, and she is the lead singer for this little side thing. As using the skills of Ashley Banner, this is not a bubblegum pop recording, but Eun Kim's attempt to sing for a band. And yeah, so how's
So
that
is this
going?
like, are we cutting a demo for her?
Yeah,
to, like,
you're basically
send
cutting
in?
a demo. Yeah,
Okay.
you're cutting
Yeah,
a demo in hopes to get things going for her new career as a like serious performance artist, and hoping to bank on your skill set to help her out. How is Eun Kim when she's not singing bubblegum pop, but actually trying to do a more kind of rock, folksy kind of thing? Ashley, what's your reaction to her attempts here?
I think that honestly, she has a lot of untapped potential. And she just really needs to embrace that. You know, I think that she hasn't found that emotional road that will take her deep into the woods of rock vocals, so to speak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the lived experience per se.
I wouldn't say lived experience. I would just say like that perspective that changes how she presents her own voice in singing.
Nice.
So like right now, what she's doing is a bit of an imitation. But if she could find that road, if she could find that perspective, it would really, really hit.
Well, so yeah, you guys are about to come back from a break. Of course, we see Eun Kim has her engagement ring on. She's like showing it off to several people. And this might be a moment where you could chat with her about moving from mimicking how she's heard other people sing to try to find her own voice. Is that a thing that Ashley would do, or would you let her cut this demo and maybe learn from it afterwards?
I think I'd come and talk to her about it. I feel like friends don't let friends dangle.
Nice.
And Ashley is definitely a person who's always like, show up, put yourself out there. You know.
Cool. Of course, she's not dressed down for this occasion. You know, she's wearing this like bright yellow top and a jacket over it. That's like probably something she's worn on stage, but maybe kept because she thought it made her look cute. And so,
I mean, it does.
Yeah, I mean,
she's not wrong.
Okay, nice. So maybe Ashley, you gesture for her, and so the two of you head to the hallway where the bathroom is, or it's like you said, it's mostly an open space for sales of music stuff, and then the studio stuff in the corner underneath.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of room, but yeah, you could chat with her. She says, "Hey, Ashley,
hey,
how you sound great.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks.
But I did want to talk a bit about some notes on your performance, if you're cool with that.
Oh, yes. I mean, you know me. You know I want to do the best. What am I doing wrong?
So, I hear you singing in this new style, and it sounds good. You've got a lot of potential for it, but I think that you could really be like reaching out and grabbing people's back brains and, you know, shaking them around by their feelings, right?
Right.
And I think right now what you're doing is imitating the vocal styles that you hear in a lot of rock vocal, which is working. But I think if you really want to just blow the top off of it and really impress one of these bands that you want to get recruited into, I just feel like you need to answer the question of like what singing in this rock genre means to you specifically.
But
like where do you want it?
I didn't write this song.
Sure, but what does this song say to you? How does it make you feel? Not like, what was her band name?
Oh God, that's a great question. I think it was something like super poppy, frivolous, like maybe
Glowbug and the Five Lights. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Somebody write that down because we're all going to forget. Maybe there will be some deep cutter in our YouTube comments being like, it's this. And I'll be like, this person is the true music scholar. But so I think that you really need to find how to sing this not as, Glowbug and the Five Lights. I think that you need to sing this as what's a target band that Glowbug would enjoy being a part of as part of her revived career.
Cool.
No, I'm asking people for a band name.
Oh, so new band name? So she was in Glowbug and the Five Lights. Now we're talking about what would be this new band name thing, right?
Oh, well, I'm specifically saying, like, what is a band that exists in the setting that Glowbug might want to get into with this demo?
Oh, right. Dang, that's good. Come on, Tyler. You're great with rock bands.
If she's going to still be Glowbug, then, for a more folky town, it could be like Glowbug and the Guiding Lights.
I like it. So, yeah. Make it a little more Glowbug and the Guiding Lights.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so it's so hard to say something definitive about rock because it's such a broad genre, right? But American rock especially, there's an aspiration to a certain kind of emotional reality, usually based on partying and rock and roll and yada yada, right? Rather than sort of the pop reality, which again, super broad, all everywhere, where it's about relatability, a lot of polish, a lot of saleability.
Right. So I would like to see Ashley try to persuade her to take things in this direction and not lose confidence in how you've built her up leading into this. Does that sound cool?
That sounds cool. Time to roll with humanity.
You got a little bit of that.
I got a little bit of that. All right, so that is a 6 total. So I'm going to take my XP. And let's take a look at the basic moves here. Because I think I'm going to burn my There's Always a Way hole.
Oh, burn it early. Oh,
Burning
you may
it
come
early.
to rue this.
I might.
We'll see the thought bubble. If only I hadn't helped out.
If only I hadn't helped my friend with something that we both care about. Yeah.
No, you do this 10 out of 10 times, I'm sure.
So actually, I can't really meaningfully use it for this move. Because There's Always a Way gives you one more or one fewer choice on something. And I can't make a choice here.
Right.
So I don't do it. And that's sad, but how it is.
So here's what we do. She says, "Oh, Glowbug and the Guiding Light is really cute, but like my agent wanted me to just go with something like an acoustic band and like just kind of walk away from, oh, I don't know. Wow, I should workshop the name." And she gets hung up on the name and kind of loses a bit of the advice around finding the voice. And I'm going to say that I'm going to adjust one of your tracks. I think I'd like to take a little bit of your, I don't know, it feels like it's a little bit of trust, right? Her trust in you, you're rolling with a trust related move. So I'm going to take your trust down by 1. Fair? Seem fair?
I've already made the mark.
All right. So you guys head back in, and she plays with her voice a little bit, still is doing a bit of the mimicking, and eventually you're running out of time and you cut the demo, and it's good, right? Mm-hmm. It's not great. And you know that. She's trying. You gave the advice, but at some point you guys just play the gig.
Yep, you just got to do it.
And you guys are heading out, and On Young Kim says, "Hey, let's go grab a bite to eat." And Liz is there, and she gives you that look like, I cut out of work, and maybe you and I could have a bite to eat. What do you do? She's not going to object out loud. She'll agree if you agree. It's one of those pregnant pauses, and the couple that have known each other long enough to have these almost psychic nonverbal conversations.
Yep. Yeah. I'll be like, actually, why don't you come over to dinner tonight? But I think lunch should be just me and Liz.
Yes, absolutely. I'll bring Marcus. We'll do a thing, like a double, kind of, except for adults, because it's not dating. I'm engaged.
Nice. Show me that rock one more time. Love it.
Whips it out, beams. We usually hear ding from her smile, and a little bit from the. Yeah,
there's actually a little SFX text on the panel. It's like bling.
Cool. So now we will cut to Atlas. Atlas, why were you not there? What were you up to? What is the thing that you're doing? I
think you see Marcus in a shop getting his measurements.
Nice. Yeah, you're in a shop. We have the guy who's got the thing, and he's like looking at the tape measure, and he's got to draw it out. Step ladder. They're measuring you up, checking your neck, and so it's obviously a thing that she's aware of and super supportive. Yeah, it's like you're going to need more tape. That's great. Good one. Is it cool if maybe Reverend Hazard is there?
Absolutely.
Cool. So here's one of the things. We'll do a quick flashback, like a panel of Atlas thinking, and Eun-Young Kim says, "So I don't care about the cost, but like, I thought it would be cute, I'm sorry, not cute, like cool. I think it would be cool if maybe Reverend Hazard did the service. Could you ask him? I mean, if you agree."
Of course.
I mean, he does have the whole devil thing. So if you object to that, I respect that. But I think he's a good guy.
I'm sure he can go through a ceremony without mentioning demons for once.
Cool. So then we cut back to you getting measured. Reverend Hazard, this is one of those places where they serve wine while you're waiting. It's not the most expensive wine, but they do serve wine while you're waiting for people to get suited up.
There's probably a couple of empty glasses then sitting beside the one I've got.
And they don't have any suits for you to try on. This is all going to be like, how do you like this style? We will measure you and create a suit that will fit this style.
There's probably a lot of what do you think, Greg? Is this like
he's holding like these little clothes?
Well, son, are you sure you don't want to go with that powder blue? I'm telling you, powder blue really makes a very strong statement.
And what statement is that?
That you're willing to wear powder blue.
Like, I mean, I guess it's sort of the colors of my uniform as well.
It's true. And a nice cummerbund.
Maybe slightly darker blue. What do you think?
I think that no matter what you wear there, son, you're going to be, everybody's going to be looking at the bride anyway. So wear something that makes you comfortable. Your big day is, well, you know, you don't want to be too confined. Tell them to use up the whole tent when they make it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they will have to. Oh, so how much is this going to be?
Oh, and I guess, Mr. Atlas, is this about price or is this about a memory that will last a lifetime?
I mean, yes, it is.
Here, I'm going to write a number here.
I'm like,
we could put it on the company card. Don't worry there, Marcus.
Yeah, of course. Man, I don't know. I'm nervous. Hey.
It's reasonable to be nervous, but what's on your mind, son?
Well, there's something I also want to ask you.
All right.
So we were thinking, and I mean, if you don't want to, then that's fine, of course. But we were thinking that maybe you could perform the ceremony.
Really? Son, that's...
I mean, if that's fine if you don't want to.
I'd be more than honored to do that.
Wait. He comes in for a hug, like,
and you know, I'll return it, and you know, not even have a little tear. That means a lot to me. You know, well, I hadn't done too much of the holy sacraments in a while.
Oh, speaking of it, no demons, right? No mention.
No demons.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Y'all are gonna have a happy union, and I'll be proud to be a part of the moment.
I'll be very, very happy that you'll be there performing this for us. Wait, I think this is definitely an intimacy moment.
I think so too. Holy crap.
I was suddenly thinking, like, wait.
We have mechanics where this thing is
Yes.
engaged. Thank you. Let's find your intimacy move.
When you share a moment of intimacy with another character, if they treat you like a normal person, you can shift one of your tracks. There was nothing about power. So yeah, normal person. So tracks. Let's see. Wait, does he get to shift one of my tracks? No, you.
Is it me or you?
You shift.
Me.
It says you shift, so I think you're good.
I think that will definitely get my confidence up. Or
Nice.
trust. Confidence.
Then Reverend
wait,
Hazard.
they only go up to 2 now.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Then
you can't be too confident. Oh, you're up at 2 confidence,
they're
2
both
trust.
they're both at 2, so
Weird.
I'm not.
I'm going to hit you with some stuff. Don't worry.
Is there something for an overflow, Jen?
Yeah, if you would shift up a track, but you can't, is there a thing where you get a team or?
Hold on there, because I'm pretty sure that's just hanging out in
the basic
doc.
ones. Yeah.
Trust.
Touchstones.
The MC makes a hard move on your character. You reset to 0. I believe you also get an XP because that's mean. I have a bunch of notes from the last time we talked about some stuff like this, and I haven't had time to compile it into new rules. Goodness. So you're welcome to Calvin both that a little.
Okay, cool. So we will we'll go with you want to go with team or XP, or were you thinking along both, Jen, or just one or the other kind of thing? All right, I'm going to give you a choice. You get add 1 team to the pool or take an XP.
I mean, though I'm an experienced horse, I feel like I should go for the team because I only have one. Everyone only has 1 team, and I feel like there's going to be some trouble. And then that does reset my confidence or trust. I have to decide which one. Yeah, trust is the way to go.
All right.
And let's see. It doesn't say anything about the touchstone stuff, right? No. Okay.
And mine is when you share a moment of intimacy with another character, decide if you're going to show true feelings or tough front. I think I show true feelings. So
Absolutely.
I take a tie with them, which I can't, so I get a team, and I pull my trust up by 1. So I am actually positive trust.
What?
I know.
You've invalidated all of your moves. Why would you do such a thing? Nice. Atlas, you finish up and get a text. Very excited text with lots of emoji from Eunyoung Kim saying, hey, we're having dinner with Ashley and Liz. It's a grown-up dinner. It's like big stuff, and it's like the first time that we're eating with a married couple as fiancés. This is amazing. Heart, 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 smiley face, heart with a smile on it, smiley face with heart for eyes. And then in the follow-up text of, I didn't ask when I was supposed to go over.
Well, you like just ask by text. It's fine.
Okay, you sure it won't make me look dumb?
No, of course not.
Cool. So we, the two of you head outside, and you walk right past, the front storefront, like the big glass where it's the so and so tailors, and we hear a little sound effect on onomatopoeia, and there's the smell of brimstone, and Reverend Hazard, with her arms crossed underneath her womanly shape, leaning against the building, is none other than Betty Buckley.
Betty, I'll look over towards Atlas. Can you excuse me just a moment?
Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Just stay here and, I don't know, help pick up the pieces when it's over.
It's like, I'll be right over there, just in case you need anything.
Thank you, son. Betty,
Hori,
you're looking well.
thank you. And I've now put in the NPCs the picture that I had in my head from the Ozzy Osbourne video. So if you check down in the NPCs, you'll see who it is. Hopefully you'll recognize that album cover. I love it. She's got like the tiger striped, I guess we call them yoga pants now, but back then it was just skin tight clothing, and her hair's teased to oblivion. Streaks of white, and she's wearing a pair of shades, but you can see a little bit of a glow of red behind them. It's down on row 38, just beside that stuck in a pic of Solo Takeshi.
Ah, oh my.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Hori, the time has come. There is a cult dedicated to the abyss. They'll be striking tonight. You and Seraph and whoever else you wish to bring need to stop them.
All right.
Tell me you won't fail me in this.
I won't fail you, Betty.
The Masonic Temple and City Center. After it closes.
The Masons have always been the servants of the devil.
I wish they were.
Then she'd have some pull with them.
Exactly. She'd dial them up.
All right. We'll end this. What'll you do after that, Betty?
I'll probably come and kill you.
Well, it's probably no less than I deserve, but you don't have to be like that.
We'll have that conversation after you have shown me you won't fail in this.
Yeah, we will.
Damoth sends his greetings.
Yeah, I bet he does. Take care of yourself.
She takes off her glasses and you see the glowing red eyes, and then the mist comes and she disappears in a hail of smoke.
I'll turn back over towards Marcus and walk up. We need to get back, Marcus. I think.
Everything okay?
No. The abyss rises tonight. We must stop it. We need to see the team.
Time to suit up.
Cool. So let's have a group scene, if that sounds cool. Where would you guys meet up before heading to the Masonic Temple to fight against these cultists?
I mean, if we're going to find Armature, it's probably back in Armature's lab.
Hey, it's the best place to find her.
Has she been informed about any of this stuff?
I mean, I'm sure that there's been a flurry of texts.
Oh, but, you know, that was unimportant stuff.
And your Kim's like, but wait, can we have dinner first before you guys go fight the cultists?
It's like, yeah, but it's going to be shawarma and it's going to be standing.
Oh, that doesn't count.
I know. Tomorrow.
Fine, I'll take a rain check. I guess to save the world or something.
Yeah, it's like, it's the world and all of our stuff is there. If we don't save it, we never get to have dinner again.
To be fair, a fair bit of her stuff isn't in the world.
That's no excuse. But yeah, no, I feel like we need to meet at your place, whole team, big mission, and like if that doesn't get any response, then it's phone call time.
You
And
get a
if that doesn't get any
response back
response-
saying, "Is this just wedding nonsense?"
No, there's a void cult, and they're meeting in the Masonic Temple, and we need to go wreck their time.
Sigh. Reply.
I would much rather be doing wedding shit and having a fancy dinner.
So fancy.
And I think just the slightest glimpse of a suit that she's building just kind of gets closed up behind some paneling.
Nice. I like that. And I assume this is not a suit for the wedding.
No.
That's already built. There's a 3D
I have to
printer,
fail
like,
some rolls
later.
to be able to have this suit.
Good.
Yeah, I bring the lab out of kind of lockdown. It's like suddenly the front of it it has a door again and people are allowed in.
Sweet. So you guys show up. Do we have a scene? Like, do you guys want to share information? Any conversation you want to have here? Or is this a thing where we make an excuse and we're going to jump forward? I'm good either way.
Is this one of the downtime modes?
Could be. Certainly could be. Let's take a look and see if there's one we can engage. By the way, I have stuck the pull the stats over thing into the downtime moves now. And the teamwork moves. It's in all the moves. All
Nice.
All right. So we have offer support, cloister yourself in research, ground yourself behind enemy lines, reach out to your allies, train and reflect, and put the pieces together.
It was that last one I was thinking about.
I kind of feel like there's not a whole lot of mystery going on. Like we have a target and a location and a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
As much as I
more
would enjoy
mysterious.
engaging with a move, well, we're under some constraints.
Yes.
Does anyone
So-
want to do comfort or support for another to move around some tracks? Does anyone want someone else to comfort or support them because they are stressed about a particular stat being a certain way?
Armature is really good. She's, just slightly annoyed that she couldn't finish what she was working on. Stupid cults. And yeah, she's confident and feeling trusted. So she's okay.
I am thinking of, in this little moment of downtime, maybe giving a call to Safia, and cashing in my bargain to have her provide assistance.
You're certainly welcome to do so if you would like.
Okay. Primarily, I'm going to, give her just a little rundown of what we're doing and ask if she will be there to provide backup and, considering her talents, if everything goes to hell, like showing up in there and either evacing somebody we've got to evac, or mainly that. I know for certain if everything goes to hell, I need to get Seraph out because she will be the last greatest hope against evil.
Of course. Anything I told you I would, and if this is what you want, that's easy enough.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we jump ahead to the Masonic Temple. The Masonic Temple in Halcyon City is located in city center. It is quite large and ostentatious. It's one of those gigantic monolithic things of concrete and architecture. It's a relatively, it's a mix of some modern touches, but primarily a very stately appearance. It is actually, if you have the map, I don't know if you guys actually have access to the map because I did. Yeah, there should be a map.
It's on the tab.
Yeah, cool. So it's number 12, so it's kind of really downtown. And it's
You could use the cells as your kind of grid reference.
good point. I'm trying to find it's the corner of 29th Ave, and so if you were to do the grid reference, it's G24. So it's a block and a half from the Wading River.
Yeah, so kind of in Midtown.
Yeah, it's like the edge of city center technically, but kind of sort of in Midtown. It's one of those buildings that takes up almost all of an entire block, and it closes at 8 o'clock at night because it's a temple, right? So it's got weird hours. And as you guys are approaching, well, you tell me how you're approaching. There are 6 vans that pull up, like just moments after the lights start to go off in the Masonic Temple. All of the vans are, they appear to be Halcyon City maintenance, sewer maintenance. Basically, it's trussed up as if they are here to do work on the streets. These people come out in coveralls that look legitimate, and they start blocking off the street really quickly. And a few of them even set up one of the, like, pull up the manhole cover and set up the little gates around it and everything. But then you see that there are 4 whole vans of people that are headed towards the Masonic Temple. They have little, like, backpacks and tool bags and all kinds of stuff as they are headed towards the main doors.
Can I scan them to get, like, see if there's any, like, electronic signals coming off those backpacks? Like,
You certainly should.
I should. I'll do that then. I believe that would be rolling with genius from using my powers.
Yep.
That's how I do
rolling
it.
with genius plus confidence.
I got an 11.
Wow. Almost an overstate. Oh, ruling, Jen. 11 not an over.
11's an overstate now.
Okay, and
do
confidence
I have-
of 1, does that put you there, or is it
I
just
don't think so.
Oh,
I need a confidence of
no,
2.
confidence of 1 is
okay?
You
But a
gotta have
confidence of
confidence
2
of
and an
2.
11 would be an overstate. Cool.
yeah. Although I'm thinking of broadening things a bit, but
Sounds good.
not pertinent to this discussion.
Well, no, it is pertinent, but we'll go with the way it stands right now. And
Right. The theoretical changes that I'm going to maybe make that's just muddying the ruling. So.
Okay.
So then, with a 10 plus, you get to ask 2 questions.
Well, I think I'm wielding my powers.
Oh, I thought you were assessing. I'm sorry.
I think I'm trying to, like, if there is a signal, maybe using the same role. So
Yeah, that's why when you said genius and, like, they're both confidence and they're both genius. So
yeah. Who? No, I want to, like,
for
if
you, genius.
there is. I mean, I'll let you decide how it would be, but I want to basically, if there is electronics, like if they got equipment or just phones, I want to hack into them and start getting information.
Okay,
And
that sounds
possibly
fun.
access to take hold of something vulnerable to me and create something useful from your environment to kind of hack and possibly control if there's something I can control in there.
Awesome. I think wield your powers with the 10 plus makes sense for what you're trying to specifically do.
I want like microphones, cameras. I want to get those signals. I want to hear what they're saying, what they're seeing inside.
Easiest first thing you get, of course, is access to all of their phones. It's today. So they all have some kind of smartphone. Diffuse and you both start picking through. You can see there are a bunch of text chats and they're using some kind of encrypted WeChat-like type mesh network to communicate between each other, but you have access to the source. So while the signal itself was encrypted end to end, you've got both ends of it. So you're easily picking through and pouring through. These guys have been planning this for a while. You catch mention of is the shard there? Confirmed. The shard is there. Good. Nearly complete. This all we need is this and the other piece. And then the old man goes next. And the other electronic device you get is that they have some kind of Wi-Fi enabled hacking equipment, like safe cracking equipment, not hacking a computer. There are some things they're using to try to patch through a security system. That's all their gear as they're headed in. It looks like the plan is to go in and steal something. This looks like a heist. That is what you gather from all of that information while you guys are observing them.
I do like a little swipe motion and just like holographic display just goes thump out in front of the others. I think they're trying to steal something. Would I understand what the old man reference was from anything I've missed?
Oh, no. I mean, you, the player, maybe, but like as far as context within this session, no. It's just the old man.
Yeah. And I could like, old man. Anyone get that?
Not sure. I think the real question is, do we want to let them acquire the shard and then drop on them on their way out, or stop them right now?
I love either answer. Both of these answers make me excited.
We should probably wait until the transfer. Otherwise, we might scare off whoever's coming.
Good call. All right.
Means we might have to fight more, don't know.
That worry you?
Where are you guys? Are you up on a roof somewhere observing this? Are you in the back of an Armature Industries vehicle of some kind? Are you split across and like talking to your Avengers style headsets? I'm really curious. Just like paint a little bit of a picture for me. I'm not going to object to whatever answer you give me.
I quite like the idea of us like in different positions. Like maybe when I did that swipe thing, it kind of just came out of your phones, like even out of Hori's.
So like Armature's in her super suit, flying above, kind of scanning everything. Maybe Seraph is higher above using her, and then I don't know, Atlas and Reverend Hazard. Are you guys in the town car?
I don't know. If we're separated, I imagine
Atlas on the roof.
I don't do town car, man.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Everyone in their heroic poses, and then
Reverend I'm probably skulking behind a tree with a cigarette lit or whatever.
Nice. Sweet.
Cool shadow near the temple, just sitting there like it was made for you.
That temple pick is amazing, by the way. Thank you. Here, let me throw that up for people that are just watching the video, because that's way better than I had it in my head. That's exactly what we're going to say it is, except of course it's dark, but we'll share that picture. There we go. So it is a massive thing. It kind of looks like a library to a degree. Love that. It's a great pick. Good job. Kudos. These guys go in. See, they work quickly. I imagine, Anisha, you're able to, like, we see that thing of you're extrapolating the data of where all of their phones are, and you're effectively pinpointing them, even though as if you're seeing through the stone walls of the Masonic Temple. And then Reverend Hazard, do we go with you in the alley? Is that what you like?
Yeah, or somewhere like a tree, somewhere in the dark shadows there. And I'm probably trying to keep an eye out for a chance to infiltrate if given the opportunity. The others can drop in whenever they want, but I'd probably do some infiltration.
You need to be sneaky. Awesome. Well, here's the thing that might make you want to infiltrate. You're watching from ground level, and you see across the street near the work vans an old man carrying what looks like a cane. He's walking along, and he watches those vans. You see he's got a purple cloak, and that's when you recognize. It took a moment. It's been a long time since you've seen him. But this is Wilbur Bennington, known as Shade, who now is probably like 80 or 90 years old.
Mm.
And he sees this, and he kind of walks along the sidewalk. And then he reaches for this little brooch that he has. And you see him pop away like, phoom. And you see this kind of smoke, black smoke, so it mixes in with the shadow, and it starts heading towards the temple. What do you do?
And we've got cult people kind of still bringing in and out from vans.
There's like 20 cult people who are inside the Masonic Temple working now, and a number of cult people who are on the streets acting as if they are sanitation workers working on the road and the sewers underneath right outside the Masonic Temple.
Okay, I'm going to try and get close towards the door and drop an illusion of me of one of the guys that's I've seen out here.
Sweet. Wield those powers.
All right, and try and go in.
Wielding powers is a confidence maneuver.
I'm
rolling
confident.
With power for you. So you've got a +3 on this.
Yep. +3 or +4, right? Confidence 2 and power 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at trust. Yes, you are correct. +4. Thank you.
Okay.
Which means you could be an overstate here.
I could indeed. And I will be, as that is a 13.
All right. When you are overconfident on an 11+, you must also choose 1. So with a 10+, you choose 2, and with overconfident, you must also choose 1 more. So what choices do you make?
Okay, and this is just on the power.
It's on basic moves, row 54.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to create something useful from your environment, I guess, for the illusion. Neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. I'm neutralizing them noticing me coming in. I'm
perfect. Yeah,
okay.
Your obfuscation is pitch perfect. However,
now I have the overconfident bit. Your power affects something they shouldn't have.
Ooh, neat. Powers affect something they shouldn't have, and you create an illusion of yourself, appearing as one of them.
Right.
So it's Hoary Hazard, but in the sanitation thing. And
I'm supposed to be looking like one of the guys that's outside. I'm trying to be perfect. Right.
Got you. And it affects something it shouldn't have. Oh, yeah. But it's a total success. So I think what happens is that Seraph and Armature are both fooled, at least for the moment, and they have no knowledge. Like, they saw Reverend Hazard start to move across the street and they just lost you. So they don't know that you've infiltrated the group. And Atlas, even from above, like it was so perfect that flip, that moment, switch over. and they lost you completely, and now you're on your own, buddy.
Sheriff,
That overconfidence could cost you. So,
have you got eyes on Hurry?
No, I haven't seen him in a minute.
Am I getting his phone signal, or is that been masked by magic?
no, it's so good. It's so good that
Yeah. I'm not picking up on him up on my networks.
I lost him too.
Do we need to go in? Did we see the old man, the shade?
Yes, you saw the old man, and you see him become a shade and start to move towards the temple.
I mean, it looks like we might have all the players.
Let's stick with the plan and hold on for just a few more minutes.
So we cut inside the temple. Reverend Hazard posing as one of the workers. You've made your way in. You see that they have gone in deeper into the temple. I'm just going to admit, I have never been in a Masonic temple. I'm kind of thinking of it like it's a Catholic churchy kind of thing. I'm sure that's way wrong. I'm sorry. So I'll just say that ahead of time. If people want to correct me before I sound stupid, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm just going to...
I mean, in my head, I just imagine some either Aztec or Egyptian appropriation style stuff.
This is fine to me.
That's how I see it, based on my knowledge from probably Flintstones cartoons.
Yes, the water buffalo. Oh my goodness.
I mean...
I've been in a couple.
Okay.
My father was a big Mason, but they'll have a meeting hall that has that kind of bit of fancy to it. They'll also have a bar because they like to drink. But it's kind of a rec hall, but there is a center sort of sanctuary thing where they do meetings and their stuff. Okay. I don't know. I don't know for sure what's in it because I couldn't go in it. But they do have. That's the fancy servicey place.
Sweet. I am going to use the Googs to make me seem less dumb. Google has shown me this picture. This is where you are. In this inner sanctum here, you see that they've got this weird throne and all of these areas where I guess members of the council or whatever are. And you see all these workers, they're moving here and they're actually working on this throne. There is something in the throne that one person is prying out. It's, in the comic book version, it's a bit of an allusion to the old Dungeons and Dragons thing of prying the eye out of you guys remember that old ancient D&D cover, book cover. It's a little bit of that. They're prying out some little shard. And that's when you see Shade appear. And he has his cane and he says some words that you recognize, and he fires this blast of power at one of the guys that has the shard. And he says, "Thank you for doing my work for me, you fools." And it looks like he's going to roll in and try to take this shard away from them. But there's a lot of them. What do you do?
So it does not seem he's working with them and he's trying to stop
Hell
them.
No. He is
good. That's a comfort to me. Then I think I'm going to just drop down to my phone a second, and I've got, kind of its own. I'm going to text out to the team, and I'm going to, before, I'm going to try and worm my way around and wait for them to act. He should be able to hold himself for a moment, and then I'll lend support once they're engaged.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he strikes at the one guy. He drops the shard. It bounces on the seat of the throne, and he starts to move forward. And then all of a sudden, a couple of the guys standing near you, they pull out little MP5s, and they start to take aim at him. and he looks over and he holds up his hand and he's got a little bridge thing, and we see this shield form around him, and they start pelleting him with bullets. Outside, you guys hear machine gun fire, and it's hard to obfuscate that because suppressors, we could do comic book suppressors where they work perfectly, but I kind of like the idea of a little bit of chaos happening here. So you hear some machine gun fire, and all of the workers that are there, they're like going into the vans. Like they immediately just stop whatever working there, and they're going into vans. What do you do?
I think Atlas will immediately jump down and start rushing towards and through the door.
Nice. Cool. And that's when as you're rushing past Atlas, you hear one of the guys from the vans like pulling out something. He says, "We've got a soup. We've got a soup." Oh shit, a cape. What is Seraph doing?
So there are multiple vans surrounding the building?
Yes, there were a total of 6 vans that all kind of parked in front of one street right beside the Masonic Temple, and that's what they were using as their way to infiltrate, but kind of block off this part of the block so they could do their work and look like it's not a heist. And now the people 20 of them went inside, a number of them stayed outside and pretended to be doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
Once the machine gun fire happened, the people who are outside are all running to their vans and grabbing things.
All right, well, I'm going to drop on one of the vans.
Love when you do that.
Like
That's
bad
so awesome.
news. And just probably wreck one into another.
Nice.
Because there's no people in them.
I mean, I know it's a playtest, but that's just a thing that happens. That's just, how do you have a direct confrontation with a car? You're just that awesome. You do that thing. So you slam one van into the other. One of the guys falls back. It looks like he had this long case, like a metallic case that he was trying to open up. And he hurriedly tries to open that thing up in order to pull out some kind of weapon. Armature, what are you doing?
Well, I think I want that weapon.
Oh, okay.
I want to take that. I also would like to, not as a main part of it, but if possible, I just want to unscrew a couple of the wheels, just unbolt them.
Cool.
A little bit more refrain than just smashing through the cars.
Yeah,
but,
just
no judgment.
It'd be funny if you were like removing the bolts from one of the vans that got smashed into, but we'll say you guys coordinated.
Yeah.
I just removed them.
Yeah, those seem covered. Those seem neutralized.
Yeah, tentacles like.
I guess
Hold on.
I want
3 panels of it getting flatter. Sorry, I'll shut up. What were you doing?
I want to. I guess I'm wielding my powers. Take.
It sounds good.
That.
Let's have you do it. Are you wielding your powers? Or you directly confronted because you're trying to take something from them. So let's have you direct confrontation. Roll with daring.
Okay, daring
and confidence. So you're rolling at a +1.
Yes, I am. And good news. I'm closer to getting a new suit.
Nice. That's amazing. So guess what? The good news is that you get an XP. The better news is that you wanted to get the weapon. You get the weapon in your face.
I get the case, but I just pull the case away as he's holding the weapon.
Yeah.
So I'm
He snaps up the weapon, does this chuk chuk thing, and it's some kind of weird plasma shotgun, and he just fires it right in the chest. His eyes light up and he says, "Bring on the abyss." I need you to weather a blow.
So the absolute value, that's a 2. Rolling with 2.
Roll with 2d6 + 2. You can roll high on this one if you want.
Yeah, I did. Is there an overstate for this move?
No. Okay, on a 10 plus, choose from one of the following. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or take 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
Or do I do have a thing. I think I have a thing.
Do you? Do you have a thing?
I can treat or weather a blow as 1 degree less severe.
Nice.
But Project Diffuse is taking the hits.
Oh, do it. Do it. He won't feel bad.
Yeah, I think that's I'm doing that. And then so I just have to choose a 1. And MC, would you like to shift one of my tracks?
Of course I would. I would love to. Yeah, I think it's trust. I'm gonna knock your trust down by 1. Somebody should have given you a heads up on that, or maybe Diffuse should have told you about this weapon. How did they not catch that? We can't trust anybody.
So that's trust down.
Yeah, trust down. Yeah. So from a 2 to a 1. Cool. So Atlas, you charge into the Masonic Temple, bursting down a few doors. You see that there are a number of folks, mostly men, a few women, who have weapons, and they are, except for one of them, but the rest have weapons out, and they're they're shooting at this old man who is got this weird like nimbus around him, and all the bullets are bouncing off, but you can see that it's starting to crack and fracture and dim a little bit, and he's reaching down to pick up something off of the seat of the main throne in this room.
I think Atlas coming into this chaos and he's probably gonna stand for a second and see wait, who's fighting who now, and he's probably just gonna assess the situation first.
That's a fair thing to do. That makes sense. Go ahead and roll to assess the situation, which is genius plus your confidence.
Well, my genius is -1, my confidence.
So you're rolling a total of +1. But if you roll an 11, you're overstated.
Yes.
You're so confident.
Wait.
That is a 7. All right. On a 7 to 9, you get to ask 1 question.
Right. Let's have a look. What here is the biggest threat?
So you would think that the guy who's ignoring the bullets is the biggest threat, but what you see among those sanitation workers is there's one guy who is approaching not with a gun like everyone else, but he has a bat. And you recognize him as a guy named Strikeout, who has a powered bat that he uses. He's a small-time criminal. He was wanted to be a baseball star and got washed out, and so he took to a life of crime.
Backstory.
Sorry, bro. And his weapon will make it through what remains of that shield, and it was going to hurt that old man.
No.
Seems like you probably don't want the old man to get hurt since he's being shot at by the people you know are bad.
Yeah. Do I have another action, or is that my action? The assessment situation?
I think that's a fair question. I think that's your action. This is strikeout outside of like if he wasn't wearing the sanitation garb. He still has the little domino
All
mask
right.
on. That's how you recognize him. Cool. Sorry, I love that guy. I thought it'd be great if you make a comeback. So yeah, we'll go with the Demon Deacon.
All right.
You see Atlas burst in, and it looks like
All
he's
right.
going to try to help things out. And the Shade has almost fetched the shard. My goodness, I'm going to mess that up pretty soon.
And while Shade is a friend, there's just something in me that doesn't trust anyone completely with this. So I'm going to attempt to, as I'm kind of worming my way around the chamber towards that chair, I'm going to try and throw an illusion that as he's reaching for the shard, it sort of leaps up into his hand while leaving the real shard invisible sitting there.
That's awesome. Let's see. Is that wield your powers? I think it is, right?
Either that or trick someone.
Oh yeah, trick someone. Trick someone's way better.
Okay.
It's exactly what you're doing. So
hopefully lots of someones, but we'll see. Well, that will give me an 11.
Wow, I thought you were going to say an XP because I wasn't looking. Wow. Okay, with an 11 on trick someone. Oops, sorry, I've got options. I got to go look at that. Trick.
I don't think I'm overburdened, though. I still have to have a 2 in the thing, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So on 11, you choose 2. Yeah, you choose. Sorry, I thought I had that, but you choose.
Okay. They buy into the trick, and you don't need to improvise some concrete assurance.
Perfect. So these people all are tricked along with Shade. Shade picks up the not a piece of the shard. Your illusion that he helped you work on works without any incident. And he grabs it, and you see him start to try and melt away. But Atlas, guy with bat, is up behind him, and he strikes through that shield and cracks him on the back and knocks him over the throne. And then he stands over the guy, raises the bat up, and looks like he's going to try to crack his skull. What do you do?
I think I'm going to grab the nearest mook and toss him at strikeouts.
Yes! Tossing people at people. Good thing since the 40s. All right. Probably like even older than the 40s. Let's have you directly confront, I think.
I think so. Right. That's a +4.
Wow. You're good at this thing.
It's a good thing it's +4 because then I get a 10.
Wow. He rolled a 6. That is math, but pretty cool. All right. All right. So you get some choices there.
Right. Oh, actually, isn't it? I'm suddenly thinking, like, is it actually a direct confrontation or is it actually protecting, safeguarding?
Oh, God, you're right. Yes, it's safeguard. Thank you. That is much more appropriate. So that means you keep that same roll. You're rolling with your trust.
But then it's with a much lower. Let's
trust
see.
And power. Your trust is 0. Your power is 1.
Then it's a +2, so it's 7 to 9.
Wait, it's +2?
Huh?
Because your trust.
Oh, power,
is
yeah, well, no, it's
0.
+1, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a 7 to 9.
Correct. It is. I'm sorry. I just was. I got hung up on the math for no good reason. All right. On a 7 to 9, choose one, but it costs you. Expose yourself into danger or escalate the situation. So, you have on a hit, you keep them safe, and you get to choose one. What do you want to choose?
I will hold on, because this is so it's choosing between exposing the danger or escalating the situation, or because it's like there's options underneath them.
Oh, sorry. So you have two choices really. So you choose a good thing, give a teammate an opportunity, make someone you protect a touchstone, or gain a team if they already are, or shift your confidence or trust. And you also choose the bad thing, expose to danger or escalate the situation.
I think definitely escalating the situation, and I will give an opportunity to Reverend Hazard.
Yeah, because you, the player, can make that choice even if your character isn't aware that he's there. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, yeah, you get an opportunity. I think the opportunity is it's really that they are so wrapped up with big giant dude whaling people that you can do pretty much whatever you want. Hazard, and you can take a +1 forward on your next action. That's the opportunity. He's just drawing so much focus. So yeah, you throw one guy at the the guy Strikeout who's trying to hit the old man, and it knocks Strikeout out of the way and keeps him safe. And he's going to start trying to crawl out of here. Reverend Hazard, I'm gonna, if it's okay, I'm gonna jump out to Seraph and Armature for just a moment. Seraph, you've effectively destroyed 2 vans for the price of 1.
That's efficiency.
I mean, that's what you're here for, really. Yep. Efficiency. What else would you like to do? You saw Armature get hit with a plasma shotgun. It did not go well for her.
Well, Diffuse took the brunt of it, but I think I might have ducked behind a vehicle now, and I have a pile of tentacles that I'm trying to reboot. My tentacles are working, but Diffuse
needs a little help.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to punish that guy and buy Armature some time.
Nice. What you want to do? To directly confront, run in and hit this guy?
I mean, yeah, this is my brain trying to spin up a spicier way to describe what's going on.
Understood.
But no, I think that I just fly right for him, and if I get in close enough, I'm going to take the plasma rifle away and give him a nice bonk on the noggin with it.
That seems appropriate to me. Let's have you directly confront.
All right. It's going to be daring. Just a 1. And confidence, which is just a 0. Cool. So that's a 7 total.
Okay, with a 7 to 9. On directly confront, you get 1 choice. So which of those do you want to choose?
I think I want to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Nice. Is this a thing where you just your sheer presence and looking malevolent, and his knowledge that the past 2 vans didn't stand a chance against you is what impresses, or is there a quippy thing that you throw out there?
I think I take the rifle and I just snap it in half on my knee.
God, that's so terrifying. Wow. So yeah, you take it away and snap the rifle, and he's terrified. And I think he's going to try to run away. He's just going to beat feet at this point, realizing he's not going to be successful in whatever he was trying to pull against Armature.
That seems fine.
Cool. Good. So let's cut back in with Reverend Hazard. You've got that opportunity. No one still has noticed you, not even your friends.
I am moving over to that chair and grabbing the real shard.
Okay. I don't know. Is that a thing? Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's just have you. Ooh, do you want to grab it and run away? Like escape from peril?
Well, I had thought about running away, but it seems like that's leaving my team a little screwy. So
That's true. I don't want you
yeah.
to be screwy. All right, because I was just trying to think what's the best way to engage with that move. You rush to escape from peril would be a thing, but you're not trying to run away from your team. So I think you're just using your illusions to allow you to use your powers to shift the situation here. So let's have you wield your powers.
Alrighty. So I'm +4. I am overburden bait. Oh, but not this time. I got a 9.
All right. You get a 7 to 9. On a hit, you choose one of those options.
Take hold of something vulnerable to you.
Perfect. So you grab the shard, and after you threw one guy into another, Shade stands up, kind of. It's like slow. it's not a springing up. He grabs his cane, he grabs one of the tables, and he kind of stands up, and he says, "I bid you adieu." And he starts to fade away and shift into his little smoky shade appearance and try to escape. There are people who are turning to deal with you, but the majority of them are like, "He's got the shard. We got to go. 2 for 1. Let's do it." And they're going to try to run away from you, but head outside to deal like they're chasing after this old man. What do you do, Atlas?
Let's see. I think I will the starting phrase is like give someone an order or a warning, but it's like I'm at least going to try to stop strikeout.
Okay.
But I'm trying to see if I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll Indomitable.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's have a look. Boop. 6, 7, 8. It's an 8, I think.
All right. On Indomitable.
On a 7 to 9, hold 2. So I'm guessing that because the strikeout was outside of my reach, so I will spend a hold to cross the distance between myself and him before they have a chance to react.
Nasty.
I stand in front of him so he can't get out.
Nice. Cool. So you go using Indomitable, move in his way. He sees you. His intention is that he's going to try to slide past you. Still holding the bat, but he's running to first to second, really, because you wouldn't slide into first unless you're a crazy person. So he's going to try to slide past you, but you're directly in confronting him. So you spent that hold. So let's see you react to that.
Right. So, I mean, I will try to stop him, which I suppose is just a direct confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's have a look. That's very much an overstate.
Yes, gorgeous.
That's a 14.
Wow. Okay, so you get 2 choices that are good, and then 1 overconfident choice to make.
So, I mean, take something from them. I'm going to say I'm going to take his escape route from him.
Perfect. Yep.
And I will resist or avoid. Actually, no, I'm not going to resist or avoid his blows. I'm going to do that cooler. I'm going to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Nice.
And for the overconfident, I think for the overconfident, I'm missing something important.
Cool. Okay, cool. So he tries to slide in, spikes high. You step aside. You step into his way. He spikes against your leg and it rips your costume just a little bit, but it doesn't hurt. And you you resist to avoid any of those blows. So you took something from his aggress, and then you terrify this guy, but miss something important, and he realizes he can't get out at this point, and hey, trust, you're a good guy. You're gonna arrest him. That's fine. He's fine with that. So he tosses the bat down. He rolls. Whoa, 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 whoa! You won't hit an unarmed guy, right?
No,
Get a code, big guy.
I just hold him by the scruff of his neck for him, like.
Yeah, and his head, his hat's on the ground. You see he's got like a bald spot going on. The hat hit it, and his hair's thinning pretty bad, widow's peak and all that stuff. But he's been in the game for far too long. The game of hinching. So Reverend Hazard, you've got that shard. It still appears Atlas has not recognized you.
And Shade seems to have zoomed on
He's
out.
absconded with the shard, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I still don't know what this shard is and what it's for, what they were planning for. So that's going to inform what needs to be done. Oh, Kitty, going to be done with it.
He was whipping his tail in my face, so I decided this was a better option.
That is a better option.
I'm trying to look at these basic moves. Is it something like assess the situation to learn something about this shard?
I think assess the situation for me is a much more like immediate in the fight type thing. If you want to actually learn about the shard, you're really going to be engaging a downtime move.
Oh, okay.
Of trying to either cloister yourself in research or reach out to allies for information, or you can then engage, put the pieces together. It might be a good time to start working on that.
Okay, so not anything I can do with it at the moment. It just makes sense for me to, I mean, we've taken out their heavy hitter, so to speak. And they're on the run. They think someone else has it. It is probably best for me to, I'm going to drop a text into my phone as I am looking for a little back door and heading on out. I've got it. Falling back now.
Cool. So I think we can kind of move to these guys a lot of them are jumping in the 1 or so remaining vans and trying to take off. Others are running down the street trying to case the block to find where Shade is gone, but he is nowhere to be found. So it was pretty easy for you guys to either clean up or to allow for the Halcyon City Police Department and Aegis to show up and start corralling these guys. So I think this will be a good point for our mid-game break. If that's cool with everybody. We're 18 after, 7-8 minutes. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
I suppose for color, I'll at least have Saf teleport me out. Since I brought her in anyway, I might as well use the benefit of her.
Oh, and Safya's the kind of person who would say like, "Okay, well, I still owe you."
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll go with that.
Yeah,
I like her.
Pretty cool. I'm glad you like her. I like her.
By the way, I said it in the chat, but I think while like the one car drove off that we let go, Armature didn't try and stop it at all because she was uploading Diffuse's consciousness into her satellite network, because the body that got shot was blown.
It was plasma.
I just had to get him out of there fast enough that he didn't go with the body. I mean, I've got backups, but there's issues with sentience and of just like, it's fine. Your copy lives, but you're dead. I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
Finally got to watch Star Trek Picard last night, even though it came out on Thursday.
Good.
I haven't made it past the point of enjoying it so much to be able to tell if it's actually good, but I think it's also good. Like, to me, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, I enjoyed, but I recognize it's not actually good. I still enjoyed
Picard
it.
Was good.
Yeah,
But I thought Star Trek Picard was super enjoyable, and not just because it's Star Trek Next Generation characters that I adore.
It felt right to me too.
Yeah.
It felt real good. And also Alison Pill is in it, who is Kim Pines and Scott Pilgrim. And she's great.
Cool.
Super different. Like, she's an actress.
Yeah.
She is not playing a Kim Pines-like character. Although a Kim Pines-like character in Star Trek, I'm here for it. If anyone wants to do that.
I mean, we've not really seen what the sister's like. I'm just saying. Oh, no, Kim. Okay, not Knives.
Yeah, we're talking about Kim Pine, the drummer.
Yes, I got confused. Yeah, of course. Yes, now I see who it was. I thought you were talking about...
We are sexy Bob!
Yes.
Some real deep dives into lore, too. I love them bringing Maddox back up after all this time. The scientists that tried to take data. Thought that was cool.
Yes, it is definitely invested. It is a really good set of fanfic. Like, I love it. I'll stop, but maybe later, like Tyler, you and I can geek out a little bit, because I have thoughts. You guys, where is it that you meet up again? Like, when do you? Because we're going to enter into downtime. We've got a shard. We've got all that good stuff, and I mean, of course, it's easy to meet at Armature's because Armature's handling the re-upload of Diffuse, but I'm not opposed to it being someone's place as well, or some other area.
I think I have to fabricate a new body, so that I have to just
probably hard to convince Armature to be anywhere but her lab right now.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, I was actually going to use it to say, like, because the move can only be triggered once a session, that it's something that I would get to at a later date. But yeah, actually, I quite like the idea of worked our little meeting table. I think we established that we had like a meeting table, and I have part laid across it. So you have to like move your shard thing around what I'm doing.
Bunch of bolts and nuts and then this magical shard. So I'll tell you this, now that you have a chance to take a look at it. This shard looks like well, I'm sorry, they called it a shard. So, Puppy wanted down. So, there we go. He wanted to be held, he wanted down. We do what we guessed. Well, it's called a shard. It does not appear like it was jaggedly cut. It appears as if it is one point in a design, potentially. It is gleaming white and it does hold a bit of the light, and you sense very, very strong magic in this Demon Deacon. Archer, you don't sense any magic at all because this stuff doesn't exist. It's like dimensional something or something.
Yeah, I just haven't built the right measuring equipment.
Exactly. Divining rod. Anyway.
Yeah. This seems to be about like that big. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. No, that totally feels right.
Yeah. This seems to be what they were after. I am optimistic they have no idea that we have it. I have a feeling, though, my smoky friend is discovering that he does not have it. Not really sure why he arrived.
And what's our opinion on this, our smoky friend?
He's
You're
good
familiar
people.
with him?
If you look back in the day, he was part of the Alliance. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I can only think he was there basically for the same reason that we were. He's a friend. Has been a friend to me, at least.
Do you know how perhaps he might have gotten wind of this?
Well, he has about the same sort of connections that I do.
He knows Betty.
Well, no, but he has friends on the other side, as I think that rather amusing Disney film says. I can give him a call, or at least try to.
I think it might be smarter for us to get a better idea of what this is and what it's for first.
Agreed.
Well, according to my readings, it doesn't exist and isn't here.
Maybe we want to make sure that Smoky Guy was not there to take it for himself.
Competing apocalypses?
That's not generally his style, I'll tell you the truth, but I'll say this. When he discovers he don't have it, he's going to go back and look. He probably figures that they managed to sneak it away from him. Could put himself in a whole heap of danger.
I mean, it's very unlikely they're going to be held up there still.
I guess you have to reach out to him then.
I'll send a message, but I agree with Seraph. We probably should figure out what they want this for. I don't think it's the complete thing. I think there's more, but as long as we got one piece, well, it's going to make their job a hell of a lot harder. Seraph, you got any means of looking into this, or should I?
Well, I know that it's giving off enough magic to give me a mild headache. I could show it to my dad, see what he thinks.
Interesting idea. Certainly a different perspective than I could put on it.
I could ask Hasit for information. I've made a promise I wouldn't try and hack Aegis again, so...
It's probably good that you don't. Keep failing. I promise I won't do this thing that I always screw up.
Well, how about let me take a crack at it real quick, and then Seraph, maybe speak to your daddy.
All right.
All right. And Armature, if you don't mind, a quiet room somewhere, unless you wish to observe.
I gesture to where it says the toilet, but you see like the sign flip over and it just rearrange, and the door disappears, and all of you see, like, you just get a glimpse of like toilet features just go into the walls and disappear, and something a bit more comfortable be arranged. You can use the spare room.
Thank you. So I guess I'm going to. This would be cloister yourself in research. Is that, or would it be trying to go through my underworld connections?
Well, what is it that you're trying to like? We can kind of look at the results of the move to see if that's where you're angling.
I think cloister's probably it. Along with the fact that it'll help not inform more people that we have it, which I think is a good idea. Especially that end of my friends over there, knowing that we've got it. So cloister probably.
All right. When you dig in to do some serious research on a problem, other than the library or the lab, roll with genius.
Okay, so I'm setting up a bunch of mystic hoo-haws and just rolling straight genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one of those 3 options.
I guess it's going to be the learn where it came from. I suppose that's there isn't a what does it do, so where it came from, I guess.
Cool. After spending some time observing it, really drawing out the object, you realize that this came from a 5-pointed star. That it is 1/5 or 20% of the whole. And you actually feel there is a gentle tug, a magical tug between the 5 pieces, which may be how some folks found it at the Masonic Temple.
All right. So as soon as, that realization comes to me, there's going to be the kind of, as I rush back out to everyone. I don't know if other people want to do things because that would have taken me a while.
Yeah. Where other people want to do things while someone is cloistered. I mean, Atlas, do you respond to all the texts of like, are you done yet? Are you done yet?
Yes. I think I'll mostly be doing that.
I was going to reach out to Seats.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's reaching out to allies.
All right. When you reach out to allies, roll. No stat, but touchstones can still boost you.
Okay.
I just want to remind me of this during post game. I have a question about this, but I don't want to break our flow. So.
And can I? Yeah.
Touchstones can still boost you. So.
Yeah, I don't have a touchstone with Seeds.
I'm the roll then.
Yeah, and it's rolling.
Just straight up a roll. It's just a 2d6.
Yes. Yep. I think neutral ground, the shop, my aunt and uncle's shop.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And an 8.
Nice. On a 7 to 9, you get to pick one. And on any result, you can choose an additional option, but choose one of the following as well.
Or the... Oh, okay, yeah, so I can get an extra option, but I have to choose a thing that...
Sorry, I could have explained that more clearly. Yeah. I apologize.
I think I'm going to stick with one, and someone volunteers crucial information, and I think I'm at the shop, and I think I might have been put behind the counter to help from the two. Because while I'm
Nice.
here, you might as well work.
So Zeke comes in. He sees that you're behind the counter. He then will go get and pick up a few items because this amuses him. So he'll grab like some. You remember those like what are those called? Pom poms, I think, like the pink pom poms. Imagine that you guys might have that. So sorry, they're a plastic wrapped dessert that has kind of a little bit of a filling and then a spongy cake thing. And then on the outside is this pink coconut.
Snuggles.
That triggers memories of. Yeah, I think I got the idea. Yeah.
Okay. They're pure sugar.
Yeah.
And I think you'll also get what were those where it's like a caramel and a sugar daddy? Is that it? Like, and you could like suck it to where it was a point, then put it in the freezer, and it was literally a shiv. Like you could.
Look, I've been waiting here 15 minutes already. You just bring the stuff to the counter.
Almost done. Okay, and then he puts this down. Says, "If you could ring me up, Anisha, I'd appreciate it." Well, I just happen to know your name. I noticed you're not wearing a name tag.
Look, I just want some information about the cult that we encountered today.
Okay.
Ding. Ding. Ding.
Reach in, pulls out his wallet. You see he's got like a little Aegis branded credit card, but he fishes some money out, pays you, takes the change, puts it in the little coin thing. It's dead right now, so it's just the two of you. He says, that is a doomsday cult. They've been on our list for a while. We've been observing them. They've been moving around. They actually made a foray into a holding facility, an Aegis holding facility, but they were repelled.
Did they get anything before they were repelled?
Not to my knowledge.
Something yay big? Doesn't give off any readings? Or scientific readings?
I'll double check, but my understanding was that it was repelled and they were unsuccessful. But with that specific information, I'll make some deeper inquiries.
Somebody will be trying again.
Okay.
There's multiple parties.
Cousin, I'm being very forthright with you. Is there any information you'd like to share with me?
Well, the cult, I'm sure it will be on their to-do list to try again. There may be other extra-dimensional entities that wish to gain access to this thing. An older adventurer, also, possibly. Still haven't quite categorized if he's helping or hindering the apocalypse. Oh, there may be apocalypse. Probably should have said that first.
So you're saying it's Thursday. Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you. That wasn't so hard, was it, Anisha? No, yet again, you should consider working with us more.
Yeah, right. And dude, the suits, put a bit more effort into it. It's, it's all right. I mean, it's, I'm assuming it's your first attempt. It's the Mark 1, I guess.
seeing as mine has been blasted off of me, I haven't seen much need to change it, Unisha.
Well, if you don't have any new ideas, fair enough.
Should I bring out? He pulls out his phone. Should I bring out the video of you getting shot in the face earlier, like a few hours ago?
Can I delete that footage?
Of course. Then he like
bleeps out.
Well, that's fine because I have another one, and it has music. This, we've like put music to it. The Benny Hill Show song. It's really good.
Okay.
Yakety Sax, I think it's called. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give Aegis their firewalls are pretty good, but that stuff won't stay safe for long if you try and put it up anywhere.
I would not put it up anywhere. It's just for personal viewing and delight. Good luck with this Doomsday Cult. If you're in on this and you need some backup, all you have to do is call, cousin.
Oops.
I'm not going to
I got
lord
half
it over
angel,
you.
a wizard,
Yes.
giant. We're good.
Okay. Good. Well, your aunt and uncle invited me to supper tomorrow. I assume you'll be there?
Yes.
There you go. And then he'll head out.
I just yell, got the information, going.
Okay,
I just
but
leave the counter.
did you cash out? Is everything balanced?
There's just a ding, 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 ding. The door closes.
She is the worst employee. But she owns the store.
I don't think I mean, I control the store. I don't own it. That's the
She
distinction.
owns the store. She just controls it and restocks and then the robots. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. So any other downtime maneuvers before Reverend Hazard comes back out from being cloistered away?
No, my stuff probably requires having the shard. So, I spend some time calling Liz, updating,
Cool.
reassuring. That's not the word. Emphasizing to Glowbug that no dinner's going to be tomorrow.
She's okay. I mean, I understand Doomsday Cult. I've been texting with Atlas, but it's really important that we have dinner together.
And that's why we're doing it tomorrow.
Cool. And if you have to cancel, then I'm just there's a conversation we need to have, and it's better over dinner. But if we have to, and because you're saving the world, then I'll just do it over phone. That's fine. It's just impersonal, and I don't prefer it, but I understand.
I look forward to having dinner together tomorrow.
Me too.
Okay, we'll do this.
Cool. So then, anything for Atlas, or shall we have Reverend Hazard come out with his information?
Go for it. The only thing I was looking at some point is like, oh, maybe behind, and like, no, that's by stealth or disguise. That's not Atlas.
Cool. So, Reverend Hazard, you come out of your research. Everybody's gathered back up again. You have the shard.
We got a problem. They're going to be able to track this if they've got any of the other pieces. I could feel them, and I'm betting they can too.
I assume they've got more.
I got an impression that there's like a concentration of them from this thing.
Oh, yes. You get an impression that there's a very strong concentration of them.
Is there any that aren't in that concentration that I feel?
Yes. There are there are 5 total pieces. You have one of the 5. You feel that there is one piece that is away from the others, which would mean 3 are together.
think
So,
there's this one and one more, and they got the rest.
so the question becomes, do we try to beat them to the other piece, or do we try to take their 3 pieces now?
Well, any idea? We don't have any idea where the other one is, I don't imagine. And
Well, you feel the pull, right?
I sense it's out there. It'd probably take a bit more for me to really track it. I'm a little worried that having 3, they're able to pull on the others a little more accurately.
Makes a kind of sense.
I'm beginning to think that maybe we need to. Well, they may know already that we got it, but if they don't, we either need to find a way to protect it. Armature, that little room I was in, is that here in this world, or is that a...
Oh, yeah. The power requirements for saying about
Then
Pocket Universe are.
they got a good shot of knowing we got it. But if not, we either need to try and dampen it or move it around or make our move.
Yeah. Well, since it doesn't show up on any of my readings, that seems like your problem.
Well,
But
the options... Yeah, what you think?
But we do have a second shard in play that I've got a location for.
Really?
And that's when you receive a text. Armature is from Hazid. It's encoded, but you have the pass key, so you unlock it. Says, did some research. They were successful in taking something sounds like it was about the size of what you're talking about.
Correction. We do not have the location of another shard. It was in an Aegis holding facility until my cousin messed up.
So that's one of the 3 they got.
Oh, God, he gets the blame? That's great. Oh, my.
That means our mystery one, that's just out there. We don't have much clue on it.
I mean, we know the cult has 1.
Well, we know the cult has 3.
Probably 3.
There's ours. There's 1 more unaccounted for.
Well,
What you think,
Try
Sarah?
to beat them to number 4.
well, they're going for
initiating-
number 4. How many resources are they going to have to protect 1 through 3?
Are we initiating a put the pieces together?
I suppose.
Oh, that is a really good idea. Let's do the put the pieces together and see how this goes. When you need to put the pieces together, call a team meeting. Starting with the person who called the meeting, sounds like Armature. That player asks a teammate one of these questions. Once the player answers a question, they pick someone else to ask the next question. The process repeats until each player is asked something. When the questions and answers are finished, the MC will provide a new detail or lead.
Oh, I'm going to then... I want the question of what makes the shade, or is it just the shade or shade?
Shade.
Shade. Important to you personally, Reverend Hazard, because...
Early on, these things I deal with, the deals I'd made, they were greater than me. They controlled me. They made me do things that, well, I'm ashamed of. She found me. He taught me how to control them, how to contain them. He was the only one out there who seemed to understand and want to help. And I was a damned soul. And he still cared. He's a good man. At least he was. And I find it hard to believe that he's gone to, well, something as dark as this.
I think you get to ask a question.
I think I do.
Right.
I'm going to ask you, Seraph, what do you most want to learn about the shard?
I want to learn why it's something that can herald the abyss. What its connection is to the Doomsday Cult's ultimate goal. Atlas, what are you most worried will happen next?
I think Atlas is most worried that the shades is a bit shady. Reverend, what would prove or disprove if the shade is shady in your eyes?
It would prove it to me if wow, I mean I'd have to see that he intends to use it to open up this gate. I mean it would really take a lot. I would have to see he was allied with this nihilistic force. It's the sort of thing that I would need real proof. I'm going to trust this guy for a long way.
It seems like everybody has asked a question, and so that means I need to reveal a detail. So the first thing I want to say, sorry, Rich always wants to do more than one. So I will reveal a detail. Yeah. I provide a new detail or lead, and you can spin a team to ask me a question directly. Reverend Hazard, you've been close enough to this to realize that the 3 pieces are within the city and stable. The 1 piece is also within the city, but moving. Not out of the city, but within the city.
Gotcha.
You could find either with minimal effort.
I think whoever's got the mystery shard, they're on the move and ain't staying in one place. I think I could try and track it, or I could hone in on the big bulk. But it's going to take concentration. I won't be able to keep up with both.
We have a good idea of where the big bulk or who has those. But if the other one is on the move, then we have an unknown.
You should have made that known.
Then we should suit up before it goes too far.
And before we forget, I gesture to the shard we do have. I mean, would Onyun Kim mind babysitting?
Well, considering that we've already got she's already babysitting.
Yeah, no.
So I suppose
It's either we keep it on.
It would be Unyong and Feline together.
In a pocket dimension.
I could try and throw some defenses around it as well.
I can ask them.
I can't say the shade could get in, or good or not, but those cultists, they are not getting through.
All right. Sounds like we have a plan.
Then, Rich, I'm going to quickly craft an illusion around it with the hope of both dampening its signature and making it look.
Do you
Let's
hear
make
remote?
Huh? Oh, that's funny. I was thinking more like a porcelain swan. I like that. I think that's pretty.
Nice. Porcelain swan. I like it. So let's have you unleash your powers, see how effective it is.
Okie dokie. Oof, that's an 8.
All right.
So I will.
You wield your powers on a 7 to 9. You get to choose one.
Neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. The tracking of it.
Sounds perfect. All right. So you call on Onyun Kim, Feline, and Onyun Kim come to Armature's place to go in the pocket dimension. Feline, she actually comes up to you, Atlas, and she says, "You don't have to worry. I'll make sure that she stays safe, okay?"
Thank you. But also stay safe yourself. Don't be an idiot.
Cool. And then Onyun Kim, when she shows up, she says, "Okay, Seraph, can I talk to you for a minute?"
Yes. What do you need?
She does the gesture over here.
Tries
Tries to pull you away from the others. She says, "Okay, so Doomsday Cult, big stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I know you say that we're gonna have supper together, but so I'm gonna just ask you now because we're face to face.
Okay.
Okay. Will you be my matron of honor?"
Sure, of course.
And if Liz could be one of the, she's not bridesmaid, bride's matron. I don't know. I haven't really figured out the terminology for the things, but
You still just say bridesmaid.
Okay, cool.
If you
Bridesmaid.
want. Yeah.
I can ask her, but I was going to just wanted you to know that I'm going to unless you think that's a bad idea. Is that a bad idea?
Just ask her.
Okay, cool. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Have good luck getting the shards and saving the world. I'll be hanging out and babysitting and probably playing my Switch.
What you playing lately?
It's pretty much all Smash all the time.
Nice. Who's your main?
Oh, right now I'm maining Hero, but he's kind of uber, so I've been thinking about going with something else. You?
Pikachu.
Nice. Super cute. I love maining. I was maining Kirby for a while, but everyone gets mad when I eat them.
That's the game.
That's exactly the game. Cool. So we'll leave the group to go out. Where are you headed, Reverend Hazard? It seems like you are the head dog of the hunt, the hound.
Yeah. Where does it seem to be leading me?
Cool. So you want to find the shard that is alone and moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rock on. Good. So let's have you. I was like, it could be a wield your powers. But I don't know. That feels funky. I think we just go with it, right? We just have you follow it. So you start to lead everybody. I assume some people are in vehicles, others are flying. You end up in Parkside. Parkside is just west of Midtown and east of West End. And it is, of course, near Liberty Park. And you find Reverend Hazard that you are walking down old, well-trod paths towards an area that has a beautiful view of the park, but has always looked like an abandoned warehouse that you know is not, because it is the Sanctum Sanctorum of Shade. And you see that outside of Shade's Sanctum Sanctorum, there are a number of vans.
Shade had it. They found him.
Let's go in and see if we can help Shade.
All right.
Help.
Sweet. So following Reverend Hazard, you guys walk in. We see Armature's point of view. You see this abandoned warehouse. And then you see a couple of dead bodies just in this area. You guys recognize a couple of them from the sanitation worker bit. They came straight over here. But it looks like they caught the bad end of some kind of magical ward. And you feel the magic here, Reverend Hazard. You feel it as well, Seraph. Like you have a sense for this. It's the power is waning. It's flickering. It's being diminished. It's being
start walking
overtapped.
forward.
Yeah, Archer's just
I'm
ignoring it.
gonna-
It's no big deal.
Check out what there's. Check the bodies. Possibly going into danger. I don't know.
I'm going to put a hand on her shoulder. And be like, wait,
Magic stuff.
magic stuff.
They're getting through his defenses.
If there's some kind of magic electric fence here, let me walk into it first, okay?
Be my guest.
And I'll move forward. And
Cool.
And then
Sorry.
there's a moment where Atlas goes like, no, almost also puts a hand on on Sarah's shoulder, but then goes like, okay, fine.
It's her turn anyway.
yeah, my plan is actually to stop before I, actually walk into the fence. But
A little bit more advanced.
I'm trying to
than
figure out
walking.
where it starts for real.
Mhm. Why don't you assess the situation?
Seems good. This is going to be fun because I have a -1 forward to assess that I've been holding on to for a little bit.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you have a -1. Oh, sorry. That was Atlas I was looking at.
Oh, I have
You
-1
do have a
genius too.
-1 on genius. Oh, man.
I don't get by being smart.
It's niche
Right.
protection. You want to make
Yeah.
sure Armature's always the most genius.
That's what it is. Let's see here. It's confidence aligned, so I'm not doing any better there. Oh, floor dice.
They don't count.
All right, so that's. Oh, God. It's a 6 in my lap, and now it's a 2 for 6 on the other die for an 8.
All right.
-2 for a 6.
Oh.
Oh, it's so close. Maybe I should
Take a close look. Oh, wait. Are you possibly going to spin something or thing for a thing?
Oh, I can't do it.
Holding my tongue. Yeah, because
I mean, because maybe I could. That doesn't make sense. Nope. Yeah, no, I'll take that XP.
all right. Welcome to your XP. What happens is you take a look, you realize that there is magic here, but it has been dissipated, and it does not feel to you as if the ward is up any longer. And when you move forward as the tip of the spear here of the others, leading the others, you realize that it is a very subtle magic that is set up to look as if it has already been deployed. And you get to take a powerful blow.
All right.
The eldritch force strikes out against you like a whip. The good news for everybody else is that it takes some time to recharge, so everyone else can get through just fine. Just the first one, or like
now, hilariously,
the first two.
I can shift my trust 1 before I roll to weather a blow.
You should.
And
now you're putting yourself at flat, so that's good.
Yep. A 7.
On a 7 to 9, choose one of the following. Foe gains an opportunity. MC shifts one of your tracks by 1. You lose a relevant touch zone.
I think an enemy should get an opportunity.
Nice. Foe gains an opportunity. You are pinged, and you hear in your voice. What the hell am I saying? You hear in your mind a voice. It is Shade. And he says, "Begone, interloper. You are not welcome here. I am aware of you, and I am tracking you. And if you come one step closer, I'll be forced to smite you."
Shade, we're not here to fight with you.
And then you hear the exact same message again.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's automatic. So yeah, I'll wrestle the spell.
Okay, cool.
And let people know they should probably be safe going forward.
The 4 of you step deeper into, and I'm imagining this abandoned warehouse still appears as an abandoned warehouse for armature. It's like people are moving around as if they can see things that you can't quite. Reverend Hazard, what is it that you do to help armature's eyes open to the Sanctum Sanctorum?
I'll look over to her. Armature, I know you're not going to, consider this magic, but perhaps I can open your senses to a different reality?
Sure, I can accept. Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to reach forward towards your face.
Yeah, I kind of move back a little bit, but not enough to be out of reach.
And as I do, I'll collect a bit of energy around my hand, and what's the best way for me to do this? There's really only one good way for me to do this. I'm going to bring up a demon that will allow her to see the magical aspects of this.
I mean, the good news is they're on your side
only
too,
this
right?
far away
It
from
went
being a
so-
supervillain. Don't.
It went so
Demon
well
in
the
me.
last time.
No.
Oh. Okay. Hit me.
I mean, it's what I do.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll for that?
So you are not communing, you're not bargaining, you're really just wielding your power, right? I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should wield.
All right. That's an 8. Which is good.
Yeah, that is good. So on a wield your powers of 7 to 9, you get to choose one, and I assume you're creating something useful from your environment here?
I am. And overconfident would have been bad.
Yeah, would have been pretty tough. What does this demon that you summon look like?
I think as my hand comes up and there's that energy crawling out from the palm of my hand is like kind of a cave crickety looking creature that will just move up to right above your brow and kind of flutter out its wings. And as it does, this, kind of like moth dust will settle there around your eyes and remove the scales, so to speak.
Yeah. I assume the first thing I would actually take in is there's a weird moth thing on my face.
It's there to help.
Is that always there?
Well, it's going to stick around, and then I'll send it on back.
Okay.
Now the wings reveal what everyone else seems to be negotiating, which is the foyer or the main opening area of this large tower that goes up for many floors. And you see that there are a string of heavily wounded, barely moving, and dead bodies that lead up a spiral staircase, and up higher you hear the sounds of combat. And what is it that you guys wish to do? Seraph, what do you do when you see this vista and hear the combat above you?
Can I be confident that my teammates are going to be okay if I move?
Yes, you have broken down the main barrier, and it appears that the interlopers have been attacked by other creatures. You see that there are some formerly animated statues that they have destroyed. They're kind of fighting their way past all of his defenses. Mm-hmm. And that external ward was one that was made to kind of hit and drop.
Right.
But it was far too inconvenient to have a bunch of wards inside the place, so he just had other defenders which are falling.
I'll check in with everybody. Be like, should we get into it? Should I hold back?
I think he's going to last much longer. If we don't move forward soon, they're going to get to him.
Yeah, and the stakes are a little bit high. I think we should intervene.
So, with that, I'll jump into it. It's a big warehouse, lots of...
Oh, sorry. So, look like a warehouse. Sorry,
Looks
look like a warehouse. Once you step past the ward,
mansion.
You're inside the big mansion. Tower, like Wizard's Tower. There's a spiral staircase on the inside that's leading up, lit by candelabra, mostly so I can think of the song. And there are a bunch of strewn bodies and the defenders that had tried to keep them from gaining progress. Up above, somewhere maybe 10 stories up, you heard the sounds of combat. You, however, being a flyer and armature, now that she sees where she can go, you guys can get up there pretty quickly.
I think I would look to Seraph and like Deacon or the big guy. Like, which one do you want?
Carry. Oh, I love it.
Come on, Atlas. We need you there on time.
And I'm like, he weighs a lot.
You doing the pit carry? Doing the pit carry, whereas Anusha, are you doing the like princess carry or the?
I just like one arm out and it just kind of almost like an exoskeleton around him.
Becomes a man cage.
Yeah. You know, you
Cool.
can kind of sit, slightly stand,
I love this. We have this like organic seraph flying, but then impossible, kind of like, a swallow carrying a coconut. And then we have armature in the Iron Man suit that's encased Reverend Hazard. You guys start making your way up and kind of circumventing the spiral staircase to just head up more quickly. And just before you get to where you see that there are a few people like standing back near the top of the stairs, like they're waiting for some way to get in. We see this gigantic onomatopoeia of like that. And when the four of you reach the top, these guys are looking upon, like they haven't seen you come up yet, but they look pretty tired. You see there is what appears appears to your eyes that someone has just thrown a lightning bolt. Because you can see the dark stain behind the falling body of Shade, and standing across from him with his suit, his green suit, ripped to shreds. He's basically got the Hulk pants left is about it. With shining copper skin is none other than the man who just killed Shade. It is Copper Topper, and he walks over and picks up the shard. He's reaching to pick up the shard out of Shade's hand. So fastball special is what Seraph does.
Nice.
Nice.
Atlas missile.
Yay!
Oh God, I love it. It's so good.
I'm gonna also do a indomitable for that as well. Going into battle, after all.
It sounds like you are combining your strengths. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are we entering? Oh, man.
Are we doing team moves?
No, it's like I jumped over to teamwork. I'm so excited. Cool. Let's have you, when you come up with a neat way to combine something your character can do with something no players can do, see if they agree to team up. If they do, you may spend a team to benefit from one of their powers and one of your powers, and one action, take a +1 forward on it as well. Yes, I do love that. Sorry, chat thing. That's awesome.
Sorry.
All right. So how do we want to adjudicate this playtest question, Jen? How do you think we should hit this up?
So I know I came up with the idea, but Atlas is the one who's going to be doing the follow through to the action.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that Atlas is the one spending the team and taking the +1 forward.
That seems okay with me. Are you okay with that, Atlas? You have a lot.
Yep.
You have 2 teams, so
that's why I took the team. Yeah.
Sweet.
Smart.
So here we go. Spin the team, give yourself a +1, and it's obviously direct confrontation is what you're doing, unless you're doing the Indomitable.
The thing is, Indomitable, it's sort of when you go into battle, it's like...
Yeah, you need to do that. So let's have you roll Indomitable, then Seraph throws you, and unless you've got something that obviates it, you'll be directly confronting Coppertop.
Yep.
Since I have to go,
Yep.
I either just remote control me, or maybe there's more people coming, and since I don't do magic,
I think I'll just have you deal with the minions who are here at the top of the staircase.
I'm on goon cleanup.
Yeah.
So
cool. I'm sorry you have to go, and I'm sorry my timing wasn't better to get you.
I enjoyed all the build up to getting here, and I really hope somebody gets to smack stuff around. If you got a remote control armature to get one little trip or something in, I'm happy with that.
Okay. With a tentacle.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Right. So,
by the way, that if we end when we plan to end, like we don't extend, that was the last moment where we had both Jan and Alex playing in this game. Okay. All right. So what are you doing, Atlas?
Right. So my roll was a 6 + 2 + the 1. So that's a 9. And that means I get to hold 2. And think it is just going to be like a direct confrontation anyway. Checking all the options that I have.
Yeah, no, you've got a lot of options with all the different moves.
No, it's just going to be a direct confrontation.
Okay.
Let's roll it.
Roll with daring, unless you have a stat swap.
No. But that's 7 plus 4 still, so it's 11. Oh, and that's, I guess, overstate again.
Yeah, baby.
So let's have a look. Direct confrontation. I will definitely create an opening, and wait, did he have the shard already?
He was in the process of picking up the shard.
Well, I mean, if he's in the process of picking it up, I snatch it in front of his nose and take it.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, you take something from him. You took the shard. Great.
And create the opening. And I mean,
Okay.
I'm still not taking resists or avoid their blows because I want to do something cooler.
Okay. This one's gonna cost you a bit more than the last one because he is all charged up, and so you slam into him. You knock him across, like into a bunch of just imagine like this top room, a bunch of tapestries and bookshelves and all kinds of stuff. So he slams into an ancient bookshelf, and we see dust kind of kick up from all the books, and then he lets out a secondary charge at you. So I'll have
spend
you...
the hold.
Oh, nice! Very
to
smart.
Ignore all ill effects from an incoming attack.
Cool. So
it's going to be one of
like...
those lightning or whatever. Yeah. Lightning blast, and you see like there's like this, but you then like this, the dust clears, and Atlas is standing there like smoking.
Cool. I love it. Reverend Hazard, you see Shade in his final moments. He's dying. Coppertop is fighting with Atlas. Armature is dealing with the last of the minions. What are you doing?
I'm rushing. I'm guessing that Armature will have let me go since she's dealing with them or moving with them. So I'll rush over to Shade. Is he dead? As I'm screaming, no! Running over to him.
He's nearly gone. He looks up at you and he says, "Horus, I trying to protect the shards. We must reunite the star of Ping Fang."
Why? Why would you do that?
It protects our world from the abyss. The cult wants to unite the star and bring down the barrier.
But we have to put it together to keep the barrier up.
If you unite the star, you will command the barrier and keep it. And then they'll be kept away. If I die, you do not want to be in this sanctuary, my son.
Hold on, old friend. And I think tears streaming down my eyes. I'll look around. Did I see Atlas grab the shard?
You did. Right? I think it was Atlas is kind of a big guy. It's easy to see him do stuff. He's not subtle. So yes, he has the shard.
All right.
And you have 1 shard in protection, and they have 3 shards.
Right, somewhere else.
Correct.
Yeah. So we ain't getting them right now. But hopefully when he goes, that'll be enough to blast the piss out of these people. I'm going to pitch something. I mean, my idea would be we get the hell out with the shard. Does that seem satisfying for people that the baddies get caught in the blast of him dying? Or do we want to beat up on Coppertop some before that? I don't want to take the thunder from the fight.
I'll say that I am willing to put off the deliciousness of whooping Coppertop again. However, I think it's important to hear what Atlas has to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does Atlas have to say?
I think he's also okay with it.
Friends, I want you to escape from peril.
Then, yeah, so as he says that, I'll scream out to everyone, we've got to go. And I'll look down to Shade. Rest easy, my friend.
Thank you, Horus. Then Atlas, you ignored the blow, but let's see, after hearing from Horus that you need to go, let's see you escape from peril, because Coppertop doesn't realize what's coming.
No. I mean, it's going to be a success regardless, but it's even a good success. Let's see. Escape from peril is
Daring plus confidence.
And daring. Oh boy. That would be a overstate again.
Yeah. All right. So you on 10 plus, you make a clean getaway, but you're overconfident, so you leave a calling card behind, or you can't stay away from long. Something will pull you back in. I'm not even sure how to interpret that one for this specific thing, but I'll ponder on it.
So I think maybe the calling card I leave behind is my communicator.
Nice. I like that. That's perfect. All right, Seraph.
And I just burst through the wall and just jump out.
I love it. That's awesome. Very Hulk. Very cool. All right, escape from peril, Seraph.
I'm not inside the tower.
Oh.
Yeah, I threw Atlas in.
Right.
But,
right. So you came up to the top of the stairs, you threw Atlas in so you can get out.
Well, I'm gonna scoop out Onisha.
Okay. You grab armature?
I think Hazard if I can. Honestly. Trying to think if I can work it into a push your limits option.
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's fun. I love that move.
Where
push your limits in a desperate situation, bid amount of confidence or trust to roll with the amount you bid.
Yep. So I'm trying to push my speed through past its limit and probably do what I used to be able to do fairly easily as a teenager, which is phase through matter. But as I sort of grew up, I don't do that so well anymore. So I will bid 2.
Okay.
And overwhelming helps me out and gives me a +1. So we'll see what I get. Hey. Is that a 8 on the dice? 3 for an 11.
An 11? All right.
Uh,
On a Tim. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Oh, what was the total? The total was an 11, right? So a 10 plus, you get your bid back and do what you set out to do.
Yep.
So you swoop down, grab Reverend Hazard, then on your way out, Armature jumps up and kind of climbs onto your side and hangs on.
Yep.
Then you
Conspicuous
kinda
halo of light as I phase through the tower, and whatever happens to the tower happens.
That's awesome.
And as we're going out, and I'm staring down towards Shade, looking him in the eye, goodbye, and I'm gonna blast him with my Eldritch Blast to kill him, so that it blows just as we're going.
Perfect. Awesome. And Copper Top is chasing after Atlas, and he's like stands by the hole that Atlas left. He goes, "You coward! I knew you couldn't take me." And then the Eldritch Blast hits Shade. He passes. And then the next panel that we see is from the park, right? Because this is Parkside. There are a couple people in this abandoned warehouse. All of a sudden, there's this like shadowy thing. And then the next panel is an explosion. People looking up and gaping because the abandoned warehouse just became this magical tower that explodes forward. And then the next panel is everything getting sucked in like into a vortex immediately. And the last panel with you guys all away from it is just this empty concrete space. No abandoned tower, no abandoned warehouse, no tower, just a bunch of poured concrete and nothingness.
Whew.
Yeah. So I think that is where I would end the comic. Are we good with that, calling that for session?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we have some post-session stuff, friends. End of session. At the end of session, take a moment to reflect on how the events of the game went and what big changes happened or seemed to be on their way. Choose a teammate and ask them one of these questions. How did my actions affect the community? How did I affect the team? Or how did I affect you this session? After they've answered, they will shift one of your tracks by one. Who'd like to go first?
I can.
All right.
Atlas, how did I affect you?
Two ways.
No, it's a big scope.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, the fact that you agreed, that the deacon agreed to become to do the ceremony was definitely a good up. Then there was a period where Atlas was like, why do we trust this shadow dudes? But it's in the end, you were right about him. So yeah, absolutely. That's he definitely trusts your judgment more now. So I'd say throw up your trust by one.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Who'd like to go next?
I'm going to throw it back to the Reverend and ask him how I affected him.
I think that beginning point is the real touchstone of it, in that Hori has a kind of paternal feeling towards Atlas. He has always sort of had that. And I think he's a smart enough guy and used to it to recognize Atlas doesn't always trust him. He's seen some bad things from Hori in the past. And to be asked this, I mean, it just, it touched him so much. It showed that there was a love and caring between them. And I think that makes it, that reinforces and makes him really feel that he made the right choice being here. And I guess I'll take up, where are you? I'll take your trust up one.
All right.
All right, Jen.
That leaves just me. I think I'll ask Reverend Hazard how I affected the team this session.
Well, I always talk about your leadership, but I think kind of in the broader view of the team, when we include like people like Glowbug and all of that, I don't want to sound, I don't want to put like a role on you that's not your role, but there's a certain motherly quality, a certain caring, taking care of us all feel that Seraph has. You're so dependable to be good for us and to us. I just
Fully intentional. Like,
right. Excellent.
Maybe not the title of mom role, but like I had this in my mind. I didn't really have an opportunity to call it out, but like Seraph would have brought like an extremely fluffy blanket as a move-in present for Feline.
Mm.
That kind of thing. Maybe a casserole.
That's great.
I think I'll take your trust up one.
All right.
Nice. At the end of each session, ask yourself the following questions. If you answer any of them with a yes, gain 1 XP. If you answer all of them with a yes, gain 2 XP. Reverend Hazard, did you improve things for yourself?
Yeah. I accomplished what Betty wanted me to do. It makes me proud that I did what she wanted me to do.
Good. Did you improve things for your touchstones? Well, by that extension, It sounds like yes.
Yeah.
Did you improve things for the city?
Well, yeah, we're stopping everything from being destroyed.
Yep, 2 XP.
Thank you.
Atlas, did you improve things for yourself?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you improve things for your touchstones?
Yes.
And you definitely improve things for the city.
Yes.
So 2 XP for you. Seraph, did you improve things for yourself?
I think so. I think that I got to deepen some friendships, and
I mean, you're a matron of honor, so
I'm a matron of honor. So
I mean, that's pretty big stuff. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Did you improve things for your touchstones?
oh yeah, I think so.
And I'll agree that things for the city improved for sure. So that's 2 more XP for you. And now round 3, friends. Stars and wishes. 2 stars and a wish. Why don't we go in the same order? So Tyler, 2 stars and a wish, friend.
Star for you, Jan. I always enjoy our interactions, and these felt really good. They felt very organic and real in the beginning there, and so a huge star on just how you personify your character. I think you do an excellent job all around, but your interactions with individuals is always so good, and I'm always so pleased when I get to get that chance with you.
Thank you.
And Jen, I'll give my other sense. I continue to love to see your character develop. There always seems like there's something more. There's always something exciting that you do. There's always some way you convey that character that's a little bit different. The studio set was so cool. the way, when you take control of a meeting, it's always done in such a nice way. You direct, and it's really nice. Your interaction with every little moment always seems to build that character into a fuller and fuller character. And that's tremendous. That's just phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. I put in the effort, and I'm happy that you've seen it and that it's working. Thank you.
And as for wishes, as we're looking like we're coming to the close, I want a knockdown, drag out superhero fight. I want us to be in real fucking danger.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Cool. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. Jan, what about you?
Well, my first star goes right back to Reverend Hazard. That was a very touching scene at the start, and I was really looking at the rules, like, wait, because I've lost my touchstone with the Reverend at some points because of reasons, and it's like, I want to engage some moves that I can touchstone with him again, but it's fine, I'll get there. But yeah, that was a great scene. And yeah, I really enjoyed the I mean, I'm basically copying. But yeah, the scene between Ashley and Eunyoung at the start was also just, yeah, noise, and it was very nice also from you, Rich, that like it was very obvious that the whole asking for Maiden of Honor was coming up. The build up to it was nice. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Yay. I'm glad my telegraphing paid off. Give it emotional weight.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, my countdown clock. Good. And so I'm glad that you guys caught on that it was telegraphy. I was worried that it wasn't like coming through. So that makes me really happy to hear that.
It was super obvious.
Cool. Jen, what about you?
All right. So I'm going to deviate from the norm here and say that I really loved the scene with Hasi and Armature, where Armature's behind the counter working. Okay. And Hazid is torturing her by buying junk food slowly, very slowly. That was just delicious. That was fun. Other stars. I really liked being able to see more connection and depth out of Horus, and sort of watch his relationship with the team, and especially Atlas, of course, develop with some of the events that happened here. That was very cool. Let's see, a wish. I want to kick Copper Top Bass. I want Atlas and I to both have good chances to punch him real hard.
I mean, he's serving an abyssal force, so being in a blowed up tower isn't a guarantee he's dead.
This is a superhero comic. He's probably, I mean, fine's not the word, but we'll see him again.
I mean, yes, I think that has to happen. So cool. Oh, Jan, did you have a wish and I missed it?
Well, I mean, my wish was mostly like I was also thinking like, oh, did I forget a wish? But then I realized that my wish was that I wish that found a way to make a touchstone for Reverend Hazard again.
Yeah, I too had lost my touchstone with Reverend Hazard, which was the thing that I was looking for.
I really I need to just read through all the moves again and see, because I know Safeguard can get you one.
Yeah, I mean, you can also get a touchdown by having a scene that seems appropriate. So honestly, you probably have a touchdown with him from the suit scene. If you both agree.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Well, then I don't.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's sort of one of those unmoves where it's just
it does also bring my touchstone number up to 9. So if I get one more, then because it's above 9, right?
Yeah, I remember it being above 9. So if you hit double digits, the way I remember it.
If you gain more than 9 total touchstones,
Cool. This was great. I really enjoyed this session. I'm gonna miss these characters in this world that we've created together when we bring it to an end of a chapter. Maybe it's not a never play it again, but it's definitely we'll get a little distance and we'll come back at it when we really want to. So I had a question, Jen, about reach out to your allies.
Yeah.
So in that one, it's just a flat roll. I'm curious why it isn't a roll with trust, since my thought on that state is it's how the world sees you. It's just because you wanted kind of a more of like a flat roll, a bit more chance to it?
I wanted a bit more chance to it. Also, in earlier drafts, you were rolling with touchdowns. You were rolling with ties, period. So that was, in general, a +1 or a +2 with a particular ally, right? If you don't have that person as a tie, then they're not much of an ally, and the tension is there, etc.
It does still say touchstones can still boost you.
Yeah, and touchstones can still boost you, but you have to spend them, and you have to have them. So this is a move in transition, really, as some of the things that underpinned what it was good at and how it worked before are gone. Some of the playbooks have advances now, which are very specifically roll with trust when you do that. So if I made that the rule for your roll, then I'd have to do something else for the advances, which might be the right call, but I'd like to approach that a little cautiously and try to come up with something a little different. I might also make the results spread a little gentler since you're rolling with overall lower bonuses. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, reach out to your allies is something I need to think about.
I have something as a thought here that I kind of ran up against in this session. In that cloister or in assess, there isn't a way to actually know about a thing, like what it does, like where I was wanting to know what the shard does.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just a bit too investigating for what you're feeling? Like it should be taken for granted you kind of know what it is? Or maybe adding to cloister, like what is the nature or what is the, an ability to know what a thing is.
Right. I felt a little constrained. Like I wanted to reveal, oh, by the way, these shards are actually a super good thing. Not a tool to bring about end of world. It's a different kind of MacGuffin, but I felt constrained by that move.
So let's take a look at cloister and research. You learn where someone or something came from.
So should I just interpret those questions a little more broadly?
I mean, possibly, or I might need to add something to that list and then probably change the results spread a little bit. Maybe. Like, what thing to learn do you feel is missing from cloister yourself in this case?
Well, the idea would be that
What's something?
superhero-ish.
Yeah.
You pick up stuff that are mystery items.
Right.
You may not know how to use them or what they do, or it's that sort of thing. Now, again, maybe a broad interpretation of where they come from would answer that, but it really is kind of the if this is a mystery thing, what is it?
What is it? What does it do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. That's the question I had. I appreciate that.
No, that's a good answer. It's a good question. So
The answer was good though, Jen. You weren't wrong. Good answer to that question that I posed.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's something for me to think about. So yeah, I'm developing a backlog of notes, stuff that I need to give some love. Hopefully work will stop being on freaking fire. There we go. So that I can actually put that time together and update the documentation.
Well, and these
Good luck
things
with
are really just small and pointed things, because as
Yeah,
a
they-
whole, it's working very nicely.
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm not feeling like I have to do a huge overhaul for most of these notes. But a lot of it is tinkering and, word massaging and so on. I think the biggest thing that is still on my maybe change this or remove it or overhaul it is intimacy moves, which I'm still undecided about. But we'll see. They represent something very cool that I like about a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse games, but I'm not sure that it's coming through well in this game so far. And by this game, I mean Power Beyond Doubt, not this game that we are playing, Halcyon City Guardians. Kind of wondering if maybe I might want to go in and just add more specific triggers for each playbook, rather than just have it be when you share a moment of intimacy with somebody else. It means that the ways into the move become rarer, but maybe more notable. It's tough to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll circle back to this. So if you want to try it a few different ways, I am amenable to that. And I'll be running Power Beyond Doubt in March for a different group. So if you want to tweak it there.
Yeah, maybe by then I'll have time to write some alternate stuff for you to test.
And I can even drop it, like I'm going to be running for 2 months there. So if it's a thing where you don't get to it until April, I'll still have a month so we can at least get 1 or 2 sessions of trying it the new way. So you just let me know.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. I am going to go ahead and bring this YouTube session to a close. Thank you all so much for playing. And next week, we will not have Jan, so we'll figure out a way to extricate ourselves from Atlas. And sadly, but, people have lives. It happens. It's okay.
We can give Atlas something really important but stationary to do.
That's right. He's got to pick out the wedding invitations. It's fucking important. All right. See you guys.